What's up? What up? What's going on? This is Romy Mac. Welcome to 2 Cents, where we talk about any and everything and give our 2 cents. We're coming this week a little dark, you know. Topic is asking about demons and like ghosts and things. So, of course, let me get my ghost hunters on the line. Sugar Booger and Karumbe. Yeah, Ghostbusters. What's happening?
You go to call.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, team. So first topic we'll get right into it is do you believe in like demons or the supernatural, ghosts and all that stuff?
I kind of do. I kind of believe in that. What you think, Jeff?
There's evil people. Evil people are demons. It's a clear-cut sign. There's like Manson and all these motherfuckers running around the earth. That's beyond. You could say it's like they crazy, but nah, there's demons out there. Has to be. If most of the world want to have this false image of like power and positivity, like fucking New Day or something, then there's people out there who's the complete opposite. There's already people out here who like dress as witches and everything else, worship the devil. There's gotta be something to it. If you believe in God, then you gotta believe in the devil. Pretty much, you gotta believe in evil.
All right. So, Suge, what about you? You believe in demons?
Yeah.
Even in science, it's positive energy and negative energy.
Maybe I'm trying.
Just so you know.
I think so. I mean, I don't know. I never experienced like an evil demon or anything, but I
because you are one.
Shut up. I don't know. I think there are. I've always been told that if you have something unfinished business on Earth, that you will continue to walk the Earth after you pass, and then if you don't, then you're just gone. Not you're just gone, but you know what I mean. Like people won't see you still walking the Earth and this and that. And I think that might have maybe be some truth to it. You know, as far as like having demons, yeah, that's probably, I don't know, maybe.
It's crazy because when you think about it, every race, I won't say race, but every you can't even say religion. Like it has to be like everything spread throughout the world since the beginning of time showed good and evil. But basically, some sort of demon. The Japanese got like Onis and Indians had like the dark spirits and all this. Everything has that. If you don't believe in it, then I guess it's up to you. But
yeah, I mean, for me, I've witnessed a possessed woman. I don't know necessarily if she was a demon or what have you, but I definitely have seen like they were trying to exorcise, the demons in her in church. She had turned around and looked at it like a kid my age, scared the living shit out of him. He ran to the bathroom, and then they just started speaking in tongues, trying to get her to calm down. That was before I even seen like the likes of like the exorcism of Emily Rose. So I mean, it was yeah, it was wild. It was wild. It was a wild take, for me seeing it. Yeah, demons, ghosts. What I see it is if you don't invite them in, if you don't, keep yourself open to receive them, I don't really think you have much to worry about. I think it's more so like, I think demons kind of, like they prey on like the weak. So, again, and demons come in all shapes, and sizes and different types of demons. Like alcohol can be a demon, or drugs and any sex, all that can be like can be considered a demon in a sense. So it's just something that to think about, and like as far as like in your life, like what would be considered a demon, you know what I mean? So
yeah, what would be your demon, Jeff?
really,
You just look at me.
yeah.
so Ebony is the damn demon.
Them women are evil.
Yeah.
Equals evil.
Oh, man,
Demon for me is sweet.
They in cahoots with them serpents.
Yeah, some of them, man. I'm telling you, man. The devil was the prettiest angel in heaven. So we gotta be careful.
So I guarantee the devil was a woman. I told you, y'all know this, man.
You're not evil. I'm not.
It wasn't Lucifer, it was Lucille.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you.
Lucifer, Lucifer, down in the morning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say for me, like a demon that has been in my life and plagued me probably throughout my 20s, and I won't say as much as now, but it would have had to be sex. Sex was like, excuse me, in the porn sense, you know what I'm saying? Like plagued by like porn addiction and stuff like that. Like it was bad at one point, really really bad. Like Terry Crews, Kurt Franklin bad, you know. But it it took over. It did have its impact on like the women I was involved with in my life at the time, and the relationship. So that's just something that you have to be man enough to admit, and you kind of press on from that, and you learn and you grow. But yeah, I mean that's one that I consider that can be like a demon. I've never been one to like been too crazy about alcohol, even though that's one thing that for sure that can be a demon in a sense to some people, but it numbs you, yeah, it numbs the pain that you feel from life and stuff like that. So we all have our different demons, and we just try to stay on top of everything. So question for you guys, again, tattoos are like, become pretty big, especially in our time. We were coming up like 18, 22 for sure. I know I got my first tat when I was 22. But how do you guys feel about children getting tattoos before 18?
I don't know about all that.
I know a lot of kids had tattoos before 18.
I don't think they should before 18. I think they wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think they should wait until they're 18 to make that decision. Because if they get it, I think they should wait till they're 18. That's grown up stuff.
I don't even consider that at that age when you're that young. You don't know what a bad decision is. Like you look at a lot of these motherfuckers, like all these little Zans, and they got tattoos on their face. Now, let's say your rap doesn't work out, or whatever you're doing don't work out. Mm-hmm. Like you at that age, right? You don't have kids or anything. Then you might not. You know what I'm saying? But later on in life, you're gonna want to get a job, even if you go to school and you're educated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No one wants to hire somebody with two like pills tattooed on the side of their face, and then they supposed to believe you don't do drugs or something. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you at 17, 16, whatever, you'd have made a decision for your life that you can't reverse unless you pay a ton of money to get off you. Yeah. So I don't see the reason for a kid that young to get a tattoo on their face. Even though I know a lot of kids that did that. You look at it now and you're just like, it's not a smart move.
Yeah, it's like a progressive household for like some kids to have to ask their parents for like tattoos and stuff, maybe when they're like, I don't know, maybe as early as 15, 16, stuff like that. There was no chance in hell I was gonna get a tattoo at my mom's house. That wasn't even an option. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I grew up.
No, I would see someone doing it if their parents passed or something when they're younger.
Get a picture of this. And our almost 60-year-old asked me about getting a tattoo. I said, well, she turned 18. But until then, nope.
Yeah.
I think just the thought of trying to tattoo a small child anyway is no.
17 or what? I mean, but it's when you're that young, you don't make rash decisions as much as you should. You know what I'm saying?
Think about it first.
A lot of times I had to do something. Even when I was in my like 20s and I got tattoos, like I was like, damn man, was that tattoo? Did I really like need a tattoo, a demon on me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You are a demon.
You don't think about that kind of stuff when you like younger, man. And at 17 or 16, I'm like just glad I ain't get like face tattoos and crazy shit like that. But that's what they do now, though. That's what it is. They go get their face done. They go get nailed. They get like the necks all tattooed, and you might not think that'll stop you from getting a job unless you specifically going in a certain like position or something. Where you're like, I'm gonna do music for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna work in the office. But then when you have kids and you're like, man, I want to move up the ladder. I want to make more money, or so and so. That's gonna stop you.
Yeah.
Other places have a clean cut image of how they want you to look.
Yeah, they do. Even with hairstyles and stuff, they want you to conform to the European looks and things. You're like dreads and such are natural hairs are not natural hairstyles are not, at least from the African descent community. They're not accepted in a lot of places. So, but tattoos, the same thing. Like, what was it in the military? We couldn't have the sleeves, right? When we came in. Yeah, we couldn't have the sleeves. They had to be covered. I remember one cat in basic training, man. He had like a tattoo on his arm, or is it? Yeah, it was a tattoo on his arm. He had like a shorty up there, and she was, she had her tits out, or whatever. So they had him go to the tattoo parlor and get like a bra tatted on or something like that.
Yeah, they changed it now. You can have a sleeve. I forgot what percentage you can have now.
Yeah, well, that just shows, that goes to show with the times. With that,
yeah, military though, they want to keep it professional.
So Phoenix couldn't get a tattoo for her 12th birthday, right?
No,
not until she when she turned 18, she
me, like my parents say, until you get out my house, you can get a tattoo.
Yeah. Of course. Well, we haven't really gotten to any social activist topics as of late, but of course, we have something to discuss. Like the Madden thing. Madden apologizes for omitting Kaepernick from the lyrics in the Big Sean song that's on the soundtrack. And I'm just like, are we gonna buy this excuse? Like, we don't. Like, we clearly know what that. What that was. We know what that was.
They got direction from somebody to do this shit.
Donald Trump got a stronghold on the NFL. Period.
They knew what they were doing when they did that.
Yeah. The NFL. I mean, Donald Trump has got a stronghold on the NFL. Period. And I feel like that's what this comes from.
You're just trying to save face. They knew what they were doing.
They want to eliminate this man from their history so bad that they're willing to go to that petty ass route. Is that not strange to you?
Yeah, as the power. Again, that's that power that they know that he has right now, and showing and influencing others, and that's what obviously you see the likes of a Dak Prescott, where he says the football field is not a place for protest and stuff like that. But again, I have to give credit to Shannon Sharp for making these valid points about had they done like the sit-ins that these restaurants in like the 50s in the 50s where like what is it, like not at closing time, like 11 o'clock when nobody's there, it wouldn't have had an impact, you know what I'm saying? But you have to do it to where it's an uncomfortable position. And that's what I was I was in a like a Facebook debate with my uncle, who's like, he said he had mentioned, he said my anthem, because he's a Navy vet, like 20 plus years in the Navy, but it is what it is, man. I mean, people have the, you're entitled to feel how you feel about both sides of this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it says a lot about your character, but or maybe the knowledge of what you know, or how you view the country. But to Kaepernick, what Kaepernick did was draw attention to something, and again, it has put put people on notice of what's going on in America. He's drawn attention to these issues, and again, you have some people, namely some white people, who are afraid of an uprising. That could happen.
Flavor, uprising. That's what they think of uprising. So like we back in slavery.
Yeah.
Uprising.
See, they highlighted something that America did not want to be highlighted. It's something that people have been highlighting for a while, but
that's because we try to police other countries and tell them what they're doing wrong. But
you get off my arm.
We doing the same thing.
Yeah.
We doing the same thing though. We doing the same thing. We can't tell people how to run their country, and we can't even run our own right.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's.
It's like they still trying to punish that man for saying what and doing what he did. That is so. And for those people out there who think America's so great, look at that as an example of somebody who used their rights to do something and was punished for it.
What is that report that was talking about like LeBron James and he built that school? She talked all that shit about him, talking about you need to stay out of this and just play basketball.
Yeah, shut up and play ball, because that's the mentality they want us to have. Shut up and play type thing. But they're in positions of influence, and we dictate how we want to use the influence in the media. And I'll give credit to LeBron for how he's carried himself in the media and having that influence on our youth, and how he Yeah, he's got an influence on the Laker fans too. Especially one that's on this show, because he's in LA now. So you get your LeBron jersey ready, get your popcorn ready.
Not me, bro.
Yeah. No.
You heard him talking about Kobe might come back?
Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, Shaq say that, but I'm like, keeping it to what it is. I love that we do have some athletes of today that are like the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, the Jim Brown at one point in time. I don't know what, he been talking some crazy shit lately though. He be fronting on Kaepernick, but these guys that were in their positions and that knew that they had everything to lose, and they still spoke on these issues. And because again, Michael Jordan, I love Mike, but Mike never was, the social activist player. He was like, I'm gonna get mine. And that's roughly it. That's his choice. You know what I'm saying? It just goes to show his character. His character. I'm sure. I know he has camps that he does every year for kids and stuff. But as far as the issues that have plagued us for for decades, if not centuries, it's nice to see somebody like the biggest player in the NBA to speak on said issues, and then go as far as to create a school. And shout out to the other players that have done this before. The fact that LeBron is so big is the reason he's getting recognition for it. But Jalen Rose has created he had a school built as well. I believe back home in Detroit, Jalen Rose had a school built, education school. There's so many other athletes. And just giving all props out to them. I don't know exactly who more specifically, but I did see that they did point out the fact that Jalen Rose did that a couple years ago. But we live in a short-term memory society that LeBron is the first to ever do it type thing. But what's important is that the kids are getting, the opportunities. These at-risk youth kids are getting the opportunities that they are in these at-risk areas. To have, I think they get free tuition to go towards University of Akron or something like that. The bike, I think you get a free bike or a helmet or something like that. So it's really awesome. These things that they're going to do at this school. So just hoping these kids grow up and they take care of us, because they're the future leaders of the world.
I have to give a shout out. So it's good to see him do something besides from what's that dude from Louisiana, LaForte, whatever his name is.
Who?
Some of the football players that was down in Louisiana throwing money at people. You know what I'm talking about?
Making it rain. That was just
Forte or whatever, and he said he give it back to the community. I'm like, look, that's a whole different. You see what I'm
There's a
saying?
way to do it, though.
Yeah, they're building schools or something like that. You throwing money on people,
making it rain to show off.
That's a big difference. That's what getting back really supposed to look like.
He was just showing off. That's all.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we want our we want our youth to be better. We want better schools for for our kids, and better opportunities so that we can play try to play catch up here in this game of wealth that's been going on for years. That again centuries. Trying to we want to get caught up with that. So, question for the panel: why do you feel like some blacks don't like to read books?
I think some blacks don't because back our generation, a lot of our parents didn't know how to read that well or could spell. So I mean, that was the importance of that was not passed down to us, and so we just don't, I think that's one of the reasons, and I don't know. I'm an avid reader. I've been reading. I have so many books now. I have to buy them online because I run out of room on my bookshelf, and I'd have a whole wall filled up if I kept buying books. But I mean, I think that's it. You think about I grew up. I didn't have my parents reading me bedtime stories, and doing things like that because my mom couldn't read that good. I mean, she read books a lot, but as far as like reading aloud to you, that's probably not gonna happen.
Right. I mean, my mom would like read to me when I was, younger. I think my issue for sure, I know, like growing up, my thing was comprehension. I always had issues with if you had to read a book and then had to oh well, why did this happen? Now I was the kid, in class, I wasn't able to read it back, so well as probably as other kids, but what's that doing that thing? Yeah. So to further answer the question is why we why we don't read as much. Yeah, there is. I think that's by design. I think that could be like a systematic thing by design to keep us in the dark about a lot of things because there's so much knowledge in books. Like for us to read that, and they say the thing, if you want to hide something from a black person, you put it in a book type thing. Because they say we don't
could
read.
be because another reason is. You think about it, going to school for black kids and stuff. This is the first thing somebody say when they see a tall ass young woman. They be like, "Oh, he gonna be a basketball player," or your daughter, "Oh, she gonna be this." But they never put the emphasis on reading about important, just reading or doing other things besides, being in sport. Like I went to a public school one time, a couple times for short periods, but I noticed that. When you go to school, they only teach you what's going on within that little bubble, that where you're from, where you're at. But they don't expand that outside of that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's read about different places and, stuff like that. And I think, you learn a lot about American history or, only on certain holidays. Yeah. But then again, you're not, really reading about places and things. And so... people was like, well, what do I need to read a book for? Why? And I think that's one of them right there.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. What's your theory on why blacks don't? Why is there a stigma about why blacks don't read?
The answer what I thought of was a lot of the stuff that you read is not relatable. When it comes to history, it's not relatable to you, unless it's you know what I'm saying? History's not relatable. When they tell you about authors in school, how many black authors do they name? Langston Hughes. When it comes to poems and stuff, you don't know about that many black authors. When you're in school, it's not highlighted for us to go toward the reading and writing academics. You know what I'm saying? It's not a highlight to tell you the truth, for a lot of minorities. Even when you watch movies, most of the time when you watch movies, the people who are writers are white people.
Yeah.
Even when you put a movie on TV.
But I mean, you had my man and the best man. He was, him being a writer. What is
the whole black ass type movie thing, man. Most of the time you don't see.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
Like, it ain't a highlighted thing, man.
Yeah, Harper Stewart. Harper Stewart wrote that book, airing his dirty laundry out.
But they like, and then when you do read something, it's usually like, for me, like growing up, it's like, when you read something, it's a sports type thing, or it's a sports, or it's something like that, man. It's either sports, or about like, you don't even hear about like the black businessman and stuff when you read. It's always,
It's always put stuff negative light.
yeah, especially when it came to history. I was good at history, but I used to hate history, bro.
Yeah.
If you don't even want to read history because like everything is invented by a white dude, or when you find out about the black dude, it's like, well, George Washington Carver was a peanut guy. And you're like, well, you get older, you're like, well, we invented ACs and all the rest of this crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they make it to where it's like unrelatable to you. So you don't highlight that. But when it comes to sports, they make sports highlighted to you. It's shown everywhere. Or like science stuff. Like I'm glad you look on TV and you see Degrassi on TV, whatever that guy's name is. You know what I'm talking about?
Who?
The black astronaut scientist is always on TV.
Oh, stuff. Yeah. I know you're talking about now, yeah.
It's like it's highlighted for us to be silent. You don't see like a bunch of writers, man. You have to look for the writers yourself, and you have to be like invested in it to find writers.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? You got like, mostly it be like poem stuff too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't even name that many like big time like black writers. Maybe that's just me.
Oh, it's because they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. You don't know what you're missing. When they don't tell you, you don't know.
Yeah. Well,
people.
That's what we have to expand our minds, and we have to open books and find and do research. I mean, that's what we have the internet for. You know, it's the internet. We can look up just about anything.
Growing up, we didn't have that.
Yeah.
The internet.
Yeah.
What is that? The encyclopedia set. So go to the library. You pick up a book and read.
Yeah. Now we gotta change. We have to change the narrative.
So I ain't standing on encyclopedias.
They didn't. But you can go to the library. You'd have to find it. It's there. You just don't know. I just read recently, actually, speaking of, I read this one black person was saying how he had his own business, right? And for a while, like through advertisement, he would never show like his face or who he actually really was. So he did it that way so he could get good business. And so for a while he was white because he never showed his picture. And you know, it's sad, but he did that because he didn't want people judging him and stuff. So he made everything he did that. And that, man, I don't know. I just lost track of what I was saying.
Right. Well, you know, we got the resources now to find these things out, and we can be the ones to change it. You know what I'm saying? If we want to see black writers, we can become black writers. But you know, we want to get into something that's going to be very, very interesting. Of course, it'll reflect everything that, you know, we saw growing up. But like, I have this idea, like I say, you are like this celebrity socialite, and you're doing like this promotional, like fundraising concert. But the thing is, like, all the artists are ones that influenced you growing up. So like, I would say right before graduate was the music that you probably listened to as like a little kid, maybe like ages, you know, probably 6. So roughly the music your parents listened to up until the point where you graduated and you got into your own, you know, your own style. But just, you know, having 5 artists for this concert. I mean, if you were going to do that, what 5 artists would you have? And of those 5 artists, who would you have as like the headline? I mean, if you're not able to get a headline, I totally understand it. But you know, it's just good conversation. So I'll say, Shug, for you, growing up, like, what were like 5 artists that you know, that you would consider I would say influenced you, you know, that would kind of like, you know, that take you back to childhood?
Man, I like listening to Mary J. Blige. I'm trying to think of my parents used to play music. What did I say earlier? Mary, Tupac,
Wonder Bud.
Del Van Never. I'm not that old. But yeah. I used to listen to a lot of R&B. back then mostly. Who else did I like? 17 years old, right?
Yeah.
17 years old. What the hell was I doing at 17? Question. I think I was overseas. Yeah, 17.
Dreaming about me.
No. Whatever. Man, that's a tough one. You couldn't choose, Jeff. You would be yours. I didn't even know that. Let me think.
I probably had like a lot of Luda. Luda had a lot of hits, you know what I'm saying? I probably had a lot of Luda on my concert. Nas would probably be my headliner. Oh man, because Nas was like half man, half amazing. You know what I mean? Probably be I grew up on like Scarface and Biggie, and like I used to love the Ghetto Boys, yo. Real talk. When I was younger, I don't know why they had like, especially Bushwick Bill. I thought he was a kid. When I saw the video, Lions playing tricks, I was like, yo, this little kid cursing and rapping? Get out of here. So I used to love the Ghetto Boys. They probably be on a concert. We got Nas. They listen to a lot of Luda, so that's 3 people. I want to say Jay-Z, it gotta be. Because then I thought about it, like, and no. I used to listen to a lot of, like, Snoop Dogg. Oh, my goodness, he would have been at the concert for sure. Snoop would have been at the concert, man. But probably, I can't say a group, so I'm going to stick to singles. Because I would have said Bone Thugs and Harmony, so I'll probably be like, I can't even think about who it is and who I used to listen to the most. Probably it won't Method, man. Cause I'm trying to think, it probably would have to be Ghostface.
So who would be?
Ghostface Killer, even when it's just his style, man.
Yeah, and of those artists, who would be your headliner?
Nas.
Right.
Nas was like my first album was the one that with Lauryn Hill on it.
Oh, It Was Written.
It Was Written was my first album, man. Like my first tape. I would say my first tape I bought. My first tape was It Was Written, bro. I used to play that. I used to write the lyrics down. I was obsessed with Nas and the Locks at one point. Because I remember like I had the Locks CD, and I remember and within like a week, I played it so much. I remember the whole album's like lyrics. That's how much I played the Locks album.
Right. Yeah.
And then I had some other dudes I used to hang out with, and they would remember certain people's rhymes. And I guess mine was Styles P. I used to do the Styles P parts.
Right.
Even though I was a Chic Luch fan, that's a crazy joke.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I want Chic Luch. Somebody else like, I kiss, yo.
Yeah, man. For me, just going from when we first got to Cuba, it's like really my first. I feel like that's like my first memory. So I would say the Boys, you know, like Down My Heart days. You know what I'm saying? That they would be like, I guess, considered the opening act. Because other than like Down My Heart, Happy and Little Romance and Lucky Charm, there's a lot of those are their hits of their time, but a lot of people wouldn't really probably remember them. You know what I'm saying? Other than outside of the black community, of course, New Edition. I would say Michael Jackson, without a doubt. Let's see. While I'm bullshitting, probably Will Smith. You know, he was the one guy I could play in the house growing up. And then who else would be the I'm trying to think.
Things I used to dream about this every day.
Yeah.
You want L Boys to in on it? I just thought about it. Like,
I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's the
I would probably. I'm trying to think. I'm just thinking about folks that influence. You know, the albums that I listen to a lot. Because again, I wasn't buying albums a lot, so I had to take whatever I had. But the one guys that I would play I know I would play a lot of Will Smith. I definitely played I would say X, probably DMX, but Michael would definitely be the headliner because it was Michael was like, but As Dark and Hell Is Hot was like, you know, that was life, man. 8th grade, I was such a Rough Riders fan. You know, I even created my own stable in middle school called Rex Riders, where I took from the episode of Martin where he's like, Rex don't live here anymore, and I was just, you know, we just called ourselves the Rex Riders, and you know, it was funny. It was like maybe all of 4 or 5 of us, you know, just joking around. It was all in fun though. But yeah,
crazy. I didn't say like Cameron, but I had a Dipset chain.
yeah.
I had a Dipset chain.
All right. So Ab, you gotta come with them now. What you got?
Prince, Mary J. Blige. I like listening to, what is that, Luther?
Yeah.
Or LSG. I like that, the group LSG. Was it Luther, Sweat, and
Ain't no damn Luther. That's Levert.
Levert, my bad, Levert, Sweat, and who's
Yeah.
the G? Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny Hill. Yeah. My parents used to play that a lot. That was what, 2, 3.
My dad used to like Milestone, Girl I Care About You record. That motherfucker would have that music. He had that shit on repeat like 20 times straight, man. Just like he'll have his drink and his smoke in his hand and just like be playing that shit.
Stevie Wonder. Oh my gosh. Love Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Loved him. All of Stevie Wonder. All.
Right. So who would be your headliner? Like which artist did you listen to? I would say the most, or yeah.
Shoot, I think Stevie Wonder would. I listen to him a lot. Isn't she lovely?
Be quiet. Almost there. You mute this.
Isn't she wonderful?
Yeah.
I never knew.
Shut up, Tracy.
I love
Well, that's
Stevie
good.
Wonder.
You know, that's good. That's good. So I got Michael, we got Nas, and we got Stevie Wonder. Those are headliners for sure.
Yeah.
No, I wish you guys could have made the Jet podcast. We was talking a little bit about this R. Kelly "I Admit" song, I guess, that he did.
I heard about it, but I didn't
19,
hear it.
19 minutes long of "I Admit." And
Was he admitting on that girl?
we listen. I don't know. He definitely has something wrong with him mentally. But that's a whole nother ball game.
Oh, hell.
Just let him.
Did I wear a mask and my name's the Pied Piper? I love them little girls.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, that's how it comes out. He up there wearing his mask, looking like Blank Man and shit. I'm a crime fighter.
Yeah, they said that. What's his name? What's that? Call himself Uncle. What's that R&B singer?
Uncle Luke.
No, not Uncle Luke. Ain't no damn R&B singer, nigga.
You said Uncle. Nigga, that's
No, Charlie Wilson. Charlie Leslie Wilson. Yeah, they said that he wiped his hands cleaning him because I guess like he helped Charlie Wilson out a lot, and then I guess he turned around and asked him for a favor. And it was something that he was just pretty much like, nope, I'm done. So, because, you know, I guess they used to be close. They were friends. But something was going on to where he doesn't associate himself with R. Kelly anymore.
Yeah, just because you're not for real. Why you want to hurt me, girl? Yeah.
That's his dungeon, man. He got his R. Kelly got his 6 dungeon.
Yo, I ain't speculating whether or not Charlie Wilson's gay or anything, and that's his own business, but he got some suspect moves going on. If you look at old Gap Band videos, he be looking real suspect. So we don't know. But it's
I just don't know why he got that baby smooth skin for like that. It's just so smooth, you know.
Yeah, he got that.
Stuff that I think is, I don't know if that stash is real or not. It's just too, you know.
Yeah, it's clean. He be clean though. Like him and Snoop always got a record together. I can respect that, man. And every time he do a record with Kanye, even with the Kanye joint, like Kanye and Charlie Wilson make classics, man. I've yet to hear a song with Charlie Wilson on it We talked about this before, Jeff, on the locker room. That like Charlie Wilson on every Kanye track is good. Like the one, what's the one shit?
Lost in the woods.
Yeah, that shit, and then like I crossed the line, the Monster, yeah, song Monster. He sings at the end of Monster.
And listen.
One hand in the air if you don't really care.
That Charlie Wilson. I don't know. R. Kelly need to keep doing that. I need to listen to that. I want to see what you do. I'm gonna pick that song apart. We should do that on one of the shows. Just pick that song apart. The confessions and shit.
I want to create a new Trapped in the Closet.
Trapped in the Closet. Oh, that's coming. That's got to be coming.
We can create a new Trapped in the Closet. Just make up random ass characters and about what could happen. Because it was just all over the place. We had part one. What was it, 5 chapters, right, in the beginning.
If you really want to get into a career, you should do this soap operas.
Yeah. It was a damn soap opera.
They're gonna have to. He should go on tour. Yeah, he should go on tour. Honestly, that's not a bad idea, man. I think he should go like on Broadway and just do Trapped in the Closet. I mean, he's gonna have a whole bunch of protesters, but
if he would have some money, then man, he would have been banking.
Yeah, some people don't care. And some people bypass. Some people just want their product. They don't care how they get it. Just want their product. Like again, a lot of people love Michael so much that they bypass the first kid. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Again, a lot of people love Cosby so much that they didn't really pay attention to the stories that were being mentioned back then. And that's not it's not for me to say whether he did it or not, because I wasn't there. And these women's accounts of these things, again, that's between them and God. But
all I have to say is a white woman accusing Cosby, if she would accuse him back in the days, it would not tarnish her damn career. He would have been done, buried in the ground, lynched or something back then. He's a black man, and a white woman back in his days would accuse a black man of rape. He wouldn't be alive today. That's all I gotta say.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, all right, Ed. Well, it's your time to shine. So what's what's your rant for the week?
Ladies, we have got to do better. I know you be all getting the arguments with the man and all that stuff, but don't get in his face. He might snap and knock your ass out.
It is.
So if you want to act a fool with your dude, make sure you running away at the same time, or you,
she ain't talking about her.
Talking on the other side of the door, a plexiglass window or something that he can't get to you. Stop it! Stop getting a face, and then call the police when you get knocked out. Shut up, huh?
Are you gonna do that? Like not getting people's face?
I just run after I'll run. I'll talk shit like on the phone or something, but just stop it. Yeah, stop it. Wait, yes, I will buy. So just stop getting in the dude's face. You know what you're doing. Let me say this: if you bold enough to get in the dude's face, you bold enough to get your ass knocked out. So stop. Any thoughts, Chef? Any thoughts? No. Okay.
No, because you are. What are you gonna say?
You a hypocrite. I know sometimes I get in your face too, and I shouldn't. I like looking at you sometimes. I'm not slow. Shut up. And I said we, ladies, not. I do it too. You need to stop getting dudes' faces. You get knocked out or something.
So y'all get slapped like that on.
Like what?
Oh shoot.
He don't even know what he was gonna say. So, ladies, we gotta do better. Stop talking down on your man in front of people. If you have a disagreement with him, don't do it in front of everybody. Do that shit behind closed doors.
Word to Big Bird. Jeffrey. Any albums that you want to draw attention to? Noriega. Nori's album 5E. Cop that joint. You gotta cop that.
I got a rock album coming out too.
You got a who album?
I got one coming out.
And nobody wants to hear shut up. Stop being annoying.
That's love
No.
right there. That's love right there, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's not.
I'm
Yeah.
not annoying. But Jeff, guess what? I ain't even gonna do it. I'll be nice. I'm not gonna say anything.
Anyways,
You know I love you. Just kidding. No music, Jeff. That's odd. Let's see. She has all these. Jeff is a music head and a video gamer. What's new in video games, Jeff? No? Nothing? Still playing Fortnite? No? Oh, you hear about that game, Roblox?
What the hell is that?
there's something about that.
Did you hear about the game where they was like rape? The characters was being raped and stuff?
Yes.
I don't know nothing about that. What is that?
It's supposed to be a kids video game, Jeff?
What, in China?
No.
No, they intended it to be made for kids, but don't mean it's for
It
kids.
was intended to be made for kids, and I guess somebody hacked into the game and changed it up. So, like, the characters, we show the characters getting raped and stuff like that, and yeah, all kinds of craziness.
I see. That's how they're getting down.
Yeah, so parents, watch out. Watch your kids playing. Watch what they
Yeah,
play.
hide your kids, hide your wives,
Hide them all. Hide them all. The dogs too.
and hide your husband because they're raping everybody out here. Yeah.
You said hide the husbands.
No. This is a good show. I have fun doing this. We always do. Obviously, stay tuned for next week's show. Got to say, made my return back roughly to like the social media push. So be sure to check out the 2 cents. There's a 2 cents Snapchat, there's a 2 cents Instagram. So what I want to do, Ev, is like you get it to where I'll give you like the password as well, and then you can like post like your rants just from there whenever you feel like it, or if you just want to send me videos, and then people your fans can like comment whatever below. Same with Jeff, man. Jeff, well, he can just I don't know, wear like a mask or some shit. Well, I know he don't like that. He don't like that. He don't like the camera look. You know what I'm saying? And that's I can respect that. But like, yeah, we just want to go full steam with that. Shout out to the Jet podcast. You know what I'm saying? John, Troy, and Evan. We're all trying to move up in this thing of doing a podcast and hopefully getting sponsorships and hopefully doing this for a living someday. That'd be awesome. It's got some things coming up ahead with working with like the buddy of mine that works at the gym that knows a lot of like high school coaches in the area. So like parents, coaches, if you're listening, if you have any like potential prospects that you think might be going to college and they're playing college ball, definitely love to have them come on the show, interview them and yourselves, your coaches, and like just how you feel about the high school football program in your local area, the colleges that might be interested in your potential prospect, all these things. But yeah, definitely check out 2 cents. The 2 cents Instagram page, the 2 cents Snapchat, obviously the 2 cents Twitter as well. We're just making moves. Sugar Booger's on Instagram. She got to get her IG weight up, but that's just how we moving with that. So y'all got anything else y'all want to add before we close out?
I got nothing but love for you, baby. I don't have anything.
All right.
I don't got nothing. I'm looking for good players at Monster Hunter Worlds. They got the DLC that just came out for Final Fantasy, and everybody online, a lot of people except for the Asian people, are trash.
Look up Deacon Balls.
Yep,
Balls, right?
Deacon Balls.
That is D-E... Wait, how do you spell D-I...
As a deacon in church, and then balls follow behind.
D-E-A-C-O-N-B-A-L-L-S.
Wherever you see the deacon balls, it's your girl's mouth. Remember that.
All right. Yeah, well, that's his tagline. You heard it here first on the 2 cents podcast. But for Romy Mac, Sugar Booger, and Deacon Balls, we out.